oh, you have an average of 4.5, you have an average of 4.9. You both have 2,000 reviews. I'm going for the 4.9.
Does your website broadcast, hey, we do commercial too. Hey, we've got testimonials of like all the other commercial policies that we've worked with.
Put photos of that. Put relatable words so that it's relatable.
Oh my goodness. You have the amazing Latoya and Miss Bara along with me, Steven, today. We're talking about building your commercial insurance marketing strategy. Dun, 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 dun. How to craft a commercial insurance marketing strategy that converts. Because Lord knows, if we can't get them, we can't write them. But I think we would all agree it's important for people to know that we even exist. That's where we got to get into marketing and find things out. But the biggest fight we're going to have is agencies tell me they're not marketers. I'm not a marketer. I can't do it. That's not what we're good at. We also don't need to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to have other people market for us. There's some true and tested ways that we can make things happen on our own or with a little bit of support. But we need to remember nobody can get a quote from us if they don't know that we exist. So no matter how great our team is or how many carrier appointments we have, if the right business can't find us, we don't even get a chance to compete. So we're going to talk about 4 different strategies today on how to fix that. We're going to cover content strategy, online reviews, trade shows and events, and your website. So let's start with content strategy. Anybody have thoughts or ideas on content?
Absolutely. So as somebody who TikToks quite often, there are content creators everywhere. You always see people be like, oh, asking my boss to watch my phone. Like, content can be anything these days, right? So it's really important to make sure that when you start making your own content, that you can cover similar topics that are pulling in policies that you want to see. So it can cover things such as claims. It can cover like your products or just niches that you want to focus on. So when people search online, they'll start seeing, hey, I saw this agent before and they popped up in my area. It's constantly popping up, and your agency becomes the solution to the problems that you are highlighting. So when you think about being online, it's also about people who are seeking awareness and education on the things that you're posting about. So content, it doesn't have to be something grandeur, something expensive. You can make content out of almost anything, and you can do a lot of it with the people who work in your office essentially for free without buying props or actually sending it off to somebody to edit. Like, a lot of our content is really easy to make these days.
And I think to build on that just a little, like I've seen some of the quirkiest videos from agencies that we work with, and I just die. Like, I'm like, shut up. I wish you could do my insurance. Like, I work with a small agency. It's 4 people, and yet they created a video in like 30 minutes of like each one of their profiles. Like the accountant lady or the person who does all the agency bill was wearing like a mafia mom suit. And then the commercial account manager was wearing like heels and a blazer and had a martini in her hand. Like, we're solving all your insurance problems. And they were like this little mafia family, and it was adorable. But then they got like 5 people that called, even though they didn't have a large following on their social media. And so I think social media is one way to do it. I think another is just posting blogs to your website, right? Like, here's a problem I've seen, here's how we solve it. And then it becomes searchable in Google, or even the Chibita, as I like to call it, can become searchable, right? My BFF, Chibita, ChatGPT. But I don't think we need to overthink it. We don't need professional equipment. We don't need a film crew. We don't need expensive editing. Like, all the content we do, y'all, we do it, we send it, the marketing person does a quick edit, adds a few things, and off it comes to you, right? Because natural and organic is the best way for it to work. So we don't want to overthink it. We just need to show up and start so we can show up in the search results. The next one is online reviews. Latoya, you want to take that one?
Sure, Stephen. So I think say your niche is a barbershop, I think if you are into writing barbershop specifically, every single barber you write, you should have them pull up your website on the dot and then turn around and leave you a review. Make sure every policy you write, you leave me a review at that time. That way, your information, your reviews are getting out there. Plus, they're not going to give you a negative review in your face. And to me, you need to kind of pay it forward to them. Do the same thing for them. Like, go ahead and drop them one as well. So it's kind of like you take care of me and I'm taking care of you. And then turn around and ask that barber for a referral because you definitely want to keep the business moving. So it's kind of like you're getting, three different things all at one time.
Well, I think that people take or leave Google reviews or Yelp or whatever it is, right? They're like, it's not really gonna mean.
Mm-hmm.
But as a person who travels every week, when I'm looking for a restaurant in an area, you better believe I'm looking at the Google reviews or the
Yes.
Uber Eats or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you have an average of 4.5. You have an average of 4.9. You both have 2,000 reviews. I'm going for the 4.9.
Exactly.
Like, it's a safer bet in my mind. Right? So insurance is one of those things where it's one of the most expensive costs per click or cost of acquisition is so high that anything we can do to boost our own helps, right? The more
Right.
Google reviews we get, the better we score. People move to the area, they're going to find us easier. Or there's a certain type of risk we do well with, like you just said, Latoya, have those types of businesses leave reviews about what we did for them. And I think it's huge. My favorite, and I'm kind of obsessed with this one, trade shows and events. I think if we have a niche that we want to get into, we get a booth and we go to town, but we have to have a solid plan to do it. It's not just about showing up, it's about showing up with intention, right? How are we solving the problems? It's not necessarily about the sticker or the t-shirt or the tchotchke or the squishy or the whatever. It's about how are you solving the problems and how can you do a quick pitch? How in like 5 seconds can you grab their attention and tell them why they need to pick you? And I work with a few small agencies that, bless them, wanted to focus on specific niches. They signed up for trade shows and were very intentional about their actions while there. And they started blowing up their business in those niches, right? A lot of times carriers also have resources if it's something that's one of their target programs that you can utilize. So I think we need to get comfortable and confident with what we're doing. We need to get a quick pitch down to make things happen. And as we do more and more things, our faces become known,
Yeah.
right? People start to trust us, they see us. So I think that for events and trade shows, we need to make a list of a few people that we want to connect with. And we're very intentional about finding that. We need to work on that pitch and we need to be memorable, even if it's just our personality. Like
I
every
like
time I
that.
go to a trade show, I normally wear something that's maybe a little colorful because between that and my shining personality, people tend to remember who I am. Some love it, some don't. That's okay. They still remember, right? So we really need to work through that. And if you can snag a booth or a speaking spot or a spot in a round table, it's going to help instantly elevate us and get access to better decision makers. So don't be afraid to invest some time and energy into it if it's one of those things that we're great at. Which then leads us to step number 4, which we said we would talk about our website. Ooh, who loves a good website?
I think we all love a good website. It's where that we always end up, when we're scoping things out, like you mentioned, like the Google reviews, the Yelp reviews. Well, ultimately, it's going to lead me directly to a website, right? And so when we're looking at our website, a lot of agencies do have a website, but does your website broadcast, hey, we do commercial too. Hey, we've got testimonials of like all the other commercial policies that we've worked with. When your prospects start looking and they see that you've cultivated a community with other commercial insurance properties in it, then that makes you a more attractive option to them. So a website is definitely not something that you want to sleep on. It's one-stop shop to show off all of I've been to this trade show event. I'm on TikTok. I'm creating stuff with my team. It's like a one place that they can go to see exactly what your office has to offer. So making sure that your website is something that you invest in is really important, especially because we all come from the days where we're creating our own website on MySpace. Remember, we're all on the back end side, so it's like definitely making sure that it's not giving MySpace back in 2002 or something. But definitely investing in your website is something that a lot of people, you're going to have a lot of foot traffic through there. We live in a very digital age, so it's super important to invest in a website for your agency.
Well, and being in the business that we're in, like I look at insurance websites all the time and I'm like, oh, look, the last 12 all look the same. Like There's nothing special. They're very vanilla. I can click the button to contact you. How thrilling. And then some of them are like, I think you still are using your MySpace platform to run this website. And it's grainy, it's harsh, there's hard lines, like it's very outdated. And most clients, that's going to be a turnoff for, right? Clients want something that's a little more flashy, a little more interactive. We need to tell people within seconds, who do we help? How do we help them? Why should they do business with us? Not just click here for a free quote, right? We have to kind of move forward. I think we need to replace things like we've been in business since 1947 with we help local contractors protect what they built. Like, what is our niche? What are we really trying to focus on and how are we trying to get there? And I think that we need to spice up our websites a little bit. And my one that drives me batty is when it's not mobile friendly. I think sometimes we forget because we sit at computers all day that most customers and consumers are on their phone when they're looking for things. And if our website doesn't play well on a phone, we're going to lose leads, right? People aren't going to try to figure out how to scroll or shrink it or move their fingers all around to click the buttons that you want them to click. It has to be friendly in the native format. So, closing thoughts, Latoya, or other things you think we need to add in or think about?
Kind of piggybacking on what you said about the website being nice and attractive. I think also something else people love to see is photos. People like to see photos, especially if you're doing something business specific, you're trying to attract a certain market. Put photos of that, put relatable words so that it's relatable. It's definitely lots of ways to market, and marketing does not have to be expensive. It can be a very cheap, natural way of doing it. And just make sure you put yourself out there and you surround yourself with those type of business owners that you're looking for.
So, as a quick recap, content builds awareness, reviews build trust, events build relationship, and our website builds conversion. Ooh, look at all 4 steps tied together with a pretty, pretty bow for y'all. So marketing isn't magic, it is momentum. And the more consistent you are, the more visible and credible the agency becomes. If you are struggling, we need to pick something. Start small, pick one thing and focus on improve it, track it, watch it, work it, and then add in the next one. Because in today's markets, we're not just selling insurance, we're selling confidence, trust, and expertise. And if we're not doing it correctly, we're not going to win. So we want to build lasting partnerships. We want people to be proud of who they're insured with. If I tell my friend to go to the website, I don't want them to be like, I couldn't even figure it out on my phone. So we need to think about some of those things, right? And as you grow in commercial, if you need more confidence and help, if you need some training, we're here to help you. As you've heard all month long, Latoya, what are we doing this month?
Commercial line rock stars. We are
Commercial line rock stars. Yes. We are teaching you commercial sales, how to get through commercial, the top coverages and how to explain them, all the adventures, my friend. So let's work on our team and our website. Let's work on our socials and our attitude and learn some new things as the market shifts. Until then, you can always find us at agencyperformancepartners.com.